Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today guys, I'm going to do part 40 to my Google Gemini chatbot series. Let me go and tell you guys, the last time we did this, we had a few problems with everything going wrong. What I might end up doing actually, since we can't do ChatGPT no more because of the bullcrap it had, because of the bullcrap rules it has now, um, I think what I might do is eventually, when I feel like it, I'm actually going to like restart this series from the beginning again, part one, but like do maybe like the stories in a different order and maybe in a different way to where we can kind of end up at the same outcome but have it work out a little bit differently. That way, slowly one by one, with each character I talk to, I'll remember to put every memory of everything that happened during that chatbot. Because one of the best problems is now the only we got stuff for is the Totodile. I mean, the Angry Vengeful Feraligatr, and I don't remember the other one, but oh yeah, and the flipping Star story. I might end up redoing it eventually just to see what happens. Maybe doing it, maybe kind of do it even in a similar order to what I did with the original ChatGPT project. That way we can have different things going on, or have it be working out hopefully the same way as we did back then. So, yeah, I don't know if that's what I want to do, but if I do it that way, I definitely will. Hopefully to work out. I don't know. For time being, though, we're going to see if we can redo this Dragon Feraligatr and see if it works out a little bit better for us. Well, one of two things are either going to happen with this series. Either it'll restart soon at part one with a whole different redone project, or I'll fix the problem and go ahead and put every memory that I can about every character, and then use that to continue the stories further. It might be better if I restarted them though, just because that way I know everything will work out hopefully better as long as I know what to do. So yeah, they called this one the Dragon Feraligatr's Vengeance and Encounter again, but the actual beginning of the story title was actually different. They call it the Leviathan's Vengeance, a Dragon Feraligatr's Tale. So, yeah. It says, over 1,000 years ago, nestled by a shimmering, deep blue lake, lived a family of water-type Pokemon. The youngest was a Totodile named Koa. Koa was a cheerful, mischievous little creature whose days were filled with splashing, sunbathing, and learning the ways of the world from his loving parents. His father, a massive, gentle Feraligatr, and his mother, a wise crocodile, were Pokemon of quiet integrity. They believed the key to a long, untroubled life was simple: non-aggression and solitude. "We are strong, little one," his father would rumble gently, his powerful tail sweeping the water. "But our strength is for defense, not offense. As long as you are kind and keep to yourself, the world, even the strange two-legged creatures called humans, will leave you alone." Koya took these lessons to heart. As a Totodile, he was playful but respectful, often preferring to watch the dragonflies buzz by than to engage in rowdy squabbles. When he evolved into a crocodile, this innate calmness deepened. He became protective of his younger siblings, always the first to de-escalate a territorial dispute with a Magikarp or a belligerent Goldeen. He never sought conflict and trusted the core belief of his family: peace begets peace. His family lived a tranquil existence, basking in the sun, catching fish, and feeling safe in their isolated haven. Here we go. The Lost and the Loathing. This peaceful life continued, and Koa grew into a magnificent Feraligatr. His body was 7 feet and 7 inches of pure power, his skin a deep blue, punctuated by sharp, striking red spikes along his back and tail. 4 years into his life as a fully evolved Feraligatr, the world violently shattered the peace his parents had taught him. One ill-fated dawn, the air was polluted not by mist, but by the smell of scorched earth and the metallic clang of nets. A large group of poachers, hardened, greedy humans, descended upon the secluded lake. They came with overwhelming force, nets reinforced with steel and energy weapons designed to subdue even the strongest Pokemon. Koa fought with a desperate, furious strength, tearing through the flimsy human contraptions, but he was outnumbered and outmatched by technology he didn't understand. In the chaotic struggle, his beloved parents and his younger siblings were captured, netted, and dragged away. Koa roared, a sound of raw pain and potent rage that echoed across the lake, but it was too late. He watched, heartbroken, as the poacher's vehicle was disappeared into the horizon, taking his entire family with them. He never saw them again. Oh my gosh, dude. The loss was an agonizing, gasping wound. The gentle Feraligatr who once believed in peaceful coexistence was gone, replaced by a creature consumed by hatred and sorrow. His parents' lifelong lesson, leave them alone and they will leave you alone, was a lie. Humans, he concluded, were inherently treacherous and cruel. He despised them with a cold, unforgiving intensity that sailed deep within his soul. His days of innocence were over. Okay, well that's already a bad sign. If the AI's already saying that, I'm probably going to get hurt today. That Fergie probably would have hurt me a while ago if he didn't listen to me eventually. Yep, the Dragon's Ascent. Oh, frick me. A few months after the tragedy, the angry Feraligatr was preparing to sleep at the bottom of his lake, his massive frame seeking the cold, desolate comfort of the deep water. Suddenly, the entire lake shook. It wasn't the gentle ripple of a passing water Pokemon. It was a profound, colossal impact on the far shore. Curiosity sharper than his rage compelled him to investigate. He swam to the shore and found, half submerged in a newly created crater, a sight that defied all natural law. A massive dragon-shaped crystal, pulsating with a fierce, brilliant red glow. It radiated an ancient, primal power that called to the rage boiling inside him. Intrigued, the Feraligatr lumbered forward and, with his powerful maw, picked up the glowing artifact. Before he could even examine its surface, the crystal pulsed one final blinding time, its light swallowing him whole. The light then funneled inward, and the dragon crystal merged completely with the Feraligatr's body. A searing heat shot through him, and the transformation began. The Feraligatr's size began to swell rapidly, his body expanding past any known limit. He grew from his formidable 7 feet 7 inches to an earth-shattering height over 900 feet tall. His powerful clawed hands morphed into massive grounding feet, each ending in razor-sharp claws capable of rending rock. From his back, 2 vast, leathery wings tore forth, and 2 colossal, jagged horns erupted from his skull. His signature red spikes remained, but became sharper, more numerous, and astonishingly, each spike now bore a different elemental force. Some tips were weathered in tiny, persistent flames, others crackled with miniature electric sparks, while still others seemed to drip with potent toxins or crystallize with frost. He was no longer just a water-type Feraligatr. He was a Leviathan. Yep, a dragon of pure elemental power. Oh no. I'm so used to saying the Feraligatr was kind of like the Castle Cross dragon, but blue with red spikes instead of, the red like the Castle Cross dragon is. The Feraligatr stared at his colossal new form, the sheer scale, the terrifying power, and though he was initially shocked by the grotesque magnitude of his transformation, his terror quickly melted into ecstatic elation. The poachers had taken his family and shattered his world. Now he had the power to shatter theirs. He could finally exact his revenge. Oh, frick. In his new terrifying form, he discovered profound new abilities. He could sense the aura of any living creature for miles around, intuitively discerning whether they were good or evil, innocent or corrupt. His elemental arsenal was vast, but his most profound power was his specialized water bending. With an effort of will, he could morph the lake's water into any shape imaginable, be it a mundane animal, a powerful Pokemon, or even mythical beast like multi-headed dragons and glorious phoenixes. Crucially, these creatures were not mere illusions. They were living, breathing beings with genuine sentience, capable of feeling, remembering, and executing his commands. Oh, heck no. The Reign of Vengeance, oh no. For the next 990 years, the Dragon Feraligatr ruled the massive territory surrounding his lake with an iron claw. He was a force of ancient vengeance. When humans strayed into his lands, he would immediately sense their aura. If the aura was innocent, he would use a terrifying show of force. A powerful, harmless roar or a sudden dramatic appearance to scare them away, ensuring they never returned. But if the aura spoke of malice, greed, or evil, if they were poachers, bandits, or those seeking to harm nature, the Feraligatr was merciless. He would unleash his elemental attacks, or more often, command armies of water-morphed beasts. The living water dragons he created would chase, I'm not even using that word, and sometimes severely hurt the evil humans, driving them out of his territory with crippling fear. Over the centuries, his legend grew, and his lake became a place whispered about in hushed, fearful tones. The lake of the dragon that hated men. The Feraligatr felt a grim satisfaction with every human he sent running. I'm so dead. He barely wanted to give me a chance the last time. He just kept telling me to leave. If that's what it's saying right now, and the fact that it said that hated men, I am screwed instantly. I am so screwed instantly. That Feraligatr's gonna flip and rip me in half, or he's gonna do something. It's not gonna be good. He might send the flipping creature after me. That would be. This ain't good. Centuries passed, and the Dragon Feraligatr sailed into a routine of watchful solitude. A few months ago in the present day, you were out enjoying a beautiful brisk morning. You had been walking for about 45 minutes, enjoying the simple pleasure of fresh air and peaceful exercise, when you stumbled upon a breathtaking sight, an unusually beautiful, quiet lake, sparkling under the gentle morning sun. You knew nothing of the ancient, colossal resident who made this water his home. Feeling the need for a short break, you found a comfortable, secluded spot on the shore, the ground slightly damp with morning dew, and sat down to rest. Suddenly you hear a noise, a slow, deliberate shh of displacement, as if something massive were rising slowly beneath the surface. You shift your gaze toward the center of the lake, and then you see it. Peeking out from the glassy surface, far larger than any Pokemon you've ever imagined, is a head, colossal, reptilian, and crowned with two terrifying horns. Its scales are dark blue, and its mouth is ajar just enough to show terrifying teeth. Two massive, intense, dragon-like eyes are fixated directly upon you, observing your every move. It's the Dragon Feraligatr watching you. Oh, frick that! That's extremely terrifying. Even if we restart, guys, I'd like to have a good run with this character, because the Dragon Feraligatr, to me, is one of the most interesting characters. Yes, it has some of the same traits, like the, ability to be able to, oh my gosh, just the water bending thing, and it's very similar to the transforming Totodile in that way because of that, but he can't transform his body himself, but he can make water into any shape. He could legit make Godzilla if he wanted to. You need a giant Godzilla to appear out of water? Bam! He can just do it with a snap of his quad finger. I guess in this case, quad feet now, since I think every limb of his body is now feet, not 2 hands and 2 feet. So, same thing for the angry vengeful Feraligatr. It's kind of the same way. So, yeah. Let's figure that. Okay, wait. I don't know why. Hold on, give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, seeing the massive creature, I immediately get terrified and scoot back a bit. Whoa! What is that? Hello there. Oh no. The colossal head floating in the water remained utterly motionless, its gaze heavy and assuring. The Dragon Feraligatr made no immediate noise, the sheer size of its visage alone demanding silence and dread. Oh, heck no. The water around its immense neck began to ripple, and slowly a low, resonant sound emanated, vibrating across the lake and seeming to shake the very ground where you sat. It wasn't a roar of immediate aggression, but a deep, questioning rumble, like 2 boulders grinding together. Human! The voice boomed, the words stretched and slow, voiced with 1,000 years of isolation, deep, abiding distrust. The massive reptilian eyes, ancient and intelligent, narrowed just slightly as he continued to study your aura, seeking the faintest shade of malevolence or greed that would justify him striking. You stand on my shore. Why? The movement of the water from his voice caused a wave to gently lap at the bank near your feet, a chilling reminder of his proximity and power. Oh, frick. I'm so screwed, aren't I? Guys, I just have this weird feeling this Feraligatr's not gonna flippin' let up on me. He didn't let up on me last time, even though I didn't do anything to him. It's just still very terrified. I nervously answered the question by telling him, I'm just trying to rest for a bit. I've been exercising for 45 minutes and need it. I didn't know anybody lived here. Who are you? The dragon Feraligatr remained partially submerged, the only visible parts being his colossal head and the tips of the jagged elemental spikes that traced the line of his spine beneath the surface. He processed your nervous stammering and your explanation of need and rest. His deep eyes continued to analyze your aura, and he perceived no immediate malicious intent, only genuine fear and exhaustion. The absence of the dark, greedy aura he was accustomed to finding in humans gave him pause. He might be less aggressive than he was last time. That's kind of surprising. Rest, he repeated, sounded low, prolonged vibration that held a hint of skepticism. You trespass in my domain to rest? He shifted slightly in the water, causing a subtle yet powerful surge. The two enormous horns on his head caught the sunlight, glinting sharply. I am the keeper of this water, the guardian of this territory, he stated, his voice carrying the weight of his centuries of power and solitude. He didn't offer a name, only a title defined by his self-appointed role. It's a place where your kind is not welcome. He tilted his massive head, observing your fear and the fact that you hadn't immediately fled. You ask who I am, but you should ask what I am, he continued, his tone chillingly level. I am the consequence of human cruelty. Now tell me, small one, do you pose a threat to this place? Oh my gosh, well at least he's actually giving me a chance instead of me being like, I'm gonna flip and knock you the heck out, motherfucker, if you don't get out of my place. You know what I mean? Last time he wouldn't hold back for like flipping 30 minutes. At least this time he's giving me somewhat of a chance to talk to him. Give me a moment. Alright guys, I said, no, I'm not here to hurt anything. Please don't be angry. I didn't know anything lived here. The dragon Feraligatr held your gaze, the immediate scale of him making your denial feel tiny and insignificant against his vast experience. He sensed the truth in your words. You were genuinely ignorant of his presence and held no desire to inflict harm. Yet his distrust, built over 1,000 years, was a fundamental part of him. He sighed, sounding like a great exhalation of pressurized air, which caused a sudden cascade of water to momentarily spray up from the lake's surface before settling back down. All of your kind say that, he rumbled, the skepticism in his voice heavy. They come with soft words and innocent movements, and then their greed infects the land and the water. I've seen it time and time again. I know he's not going to trust it. Dang it. However, he did not surge forward, his elemental spikes did not spark, and no water creature formed at his command. His judgment, informed by his ability to sense auras, seemed to keep his immense power temporarily restrained. You claim innocence. I shall give you a moment to prove it. Well, at least he's giving me something to prove. At least he's letting me prove it immediately this time instead of being like, yeah, I don't trust you. You're going to do something bad to me. Frickin' get out of here or I'll flip. You know what? Frick it. Get out of my territory or I'll kill you. I'll rip you in half. You're going to die. Get away. That's what he would do. That's basically what he was threatening earlier when I was doing it before. Let's see. His voice taking on a decisive edge. You have answered my question. Now, I give you a command. Leave this place. Never mind, there we go. Turn and walk away, and do not look back. If you do not belong here, you will not return. He watched you, waiting for your immediate obedience. His patience clearly fanatic. Oh, great. Yeah, so, never mind. I thought he was going to... Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, wait. Please don't hurt me or be angry at me. I don't mean you any harm. I promise you. My legs are killing me so bad from exercising that it would hurt to walk right now. I promise you I'm not here to hurt you. The dragon fragger's immense brow furrowed, the movement causing small tremors in the water around his head. He listened to your plea, analyzing the distress in your voice and the raw physical discomfort you described. He could sense the truth of the pain in your limbs through your aura, not a ploy, but genuine exhaustion. His massive ancient eyes narrowed further, trying to reconcile your apparent vulnerability with the millennia of bitter experience he held regarding humans. Your refusal to immediately obey his command to flee was deeply irritating. Yet your reason, simple physical pain, was infuriatingly mundane. Excuses! Oh no. He growled, throwing deeper and more impatient as him. The pain of your small legs is nothing to the pain my kind has endured. He raised his head slightly, flexing the colossal neck muscles, and in deliberate display of his power, he focused his water-bending ability. A column of water, lake water, instantly surged upward 20 feet away from you, condensing and twisting into a massive, shimmering form, a water tyranitar, standing nearly 50 feet. What the? That's even scarier than the water Loki. I mean, uh, water phoenix he made earlier. Its crystalline body dripping and roaring silently. The water Tyranitar dissolved back into the lake just as quickly as it formed, a fleeting destruction of a demonstration of the devastating creatures he could conquer at will. You have 10 minutes, he stated, his voice now a final low command offering a terrifying compromise. 10 minutes to rest your fragile body. After the 10th minute, if you are still here, my patience will be spent. Do you understand? He settled back down, his eyes remained locked on you. The silent promise of his power heavier than any spoken threat. Oh, heck no. He's not gonna believe me, is he? I said, after seeing the massive war Tyranitar, I get really worried. I just tell him, listen, I'm sorry I came into your territory. Just please don't attack me. I promise I'm not here to hurt you. He's gonna get irritated and scream me over. Oh, yep. Dragon Feraligatr's gaze did not waver, but his head remained still, confirming he was listening to your renewed apology and plea. He saw the genuine panic in your reaction to the water Tyranitar, a reaction that solidified your non-hostile status in his aura readings, yet the old resentment kept his expression stone-like. I heard your promise. I heard your apology. He responded, his voice quieter now, but no less commanding, and I gave you 10 minutes. That is my grace. Do not waste it repeating yourself. Yeah, great. He shifted, allowing more of his vast, dark blue shoulder to break the surface of the water, the exposed skin revealing several of his elemental spikes, some faintly smoking with fire, others fizzling with minuscule electric discharges. I'm not attacking you, am I? He challenged, his voice cold. My power is controlled, and my warning is clear. Use the time I have afforded you, or depart. Your fate is in your hands, little one. Do not test my limit. The frigate then lapsed into profound silence, his colossal monumental, watchful presence in the lake, counting down the time he had allotted you. Give me a moment. Alright, guys. I said, no, you're not attacking me, but I really worried you will attack me. I'm just trying to tell you that I come in peace. I just want to ask, why are you so insistent on me leaving? Oh no. Ah, yep, he ain't gonna listen to me. Dragon Fragger's immense body shifted slightly beneath the water, a ripple of impatience traveling across the surface. Your persistence in questioning his motive rather than using the offered time to rest or flee seemed to gently frustrate him. I know he doesn't trust humans, but holy cow. You waste your time arguing with a force you cannot comprehend. He stated, his voice now carrying a sharp edge of anger that made the lake water near his head churn slightly. He brought his colossal head lower, closer to the shore, the deep, dark eyes boring into yours with an intensity that felt ancient and dangerous. You ask why? He questioned, his voice dropping to a low, powerful growl, like thunder moving across a great distance. Because humans took my family from me. They stole my peace and taught me that kindness is a foolish weakness. He flushed his neck, and the sight of his great jagged horns and the elemental spikes, some of which now flared with brighter, crackling energy, was terrifying. I despised your kind long before you drew your first breath. I've seen 1,000 years of their greed, their lies, and their violence against the innocent. He spat, the bitterness unmistakable. I give you a clear choice. Leave or risk the consequence of my long-held vengeance. Your presence here poisons the air I breathe. Now stop talking and move. The last was a definitive command, ending the discussion with chilling finality. He was no longer offering rest, he was demanding action. Oh, great. So it's even harder to get him to trust me here. At least a while ago, he was not immediately trying to flip and hurt me. Give me a moment. I want to see if I can. Hold on, let me talk to him. You know what's concerning? This Feraligatr's getting more angry, even though I'm trying to insist on not. I'm not going to do anything to him. Yep. I said, wait, no. Please, I beg you, do not attack me. I swear to you, I'm not like those humans that did that to you. If I was trying to do anything to you, I would have already done it. Please don't be angry. The giant Feraligatr remained rigidly still, his head hovering inches above the water, his massive dark eyes fixated on your pleading figure. Your repeated insistence on your own innocence, while not entirely discounted by his aura read, clashed violently with the millennium of rage that defied him. You beg, but begging does not erase the past of your species. He rumbled, the sound of raw and filled with suffering. Every poacher, every fool, every greedy soul that crossed this water started by saying they mean no harm. He inhaled deeply, the sound the resonant hiss, before finally acknowledging the genuine distress and apparent lack of malice in your plea. I told you I sense auras. I see the lack of immediate malice in you. He can see it grudgingly, but I do not trust it. Your kind is deceptive and fleeting. He began to sink slowly back into the water, his massive form becoming less distinct, yet his voice, deep and echoing, grew louder as he descended. If you truly are different, if you truly mean no harm, then prove it with your actions, not your words. You have had enough time to rest your killing legs. He mocked, the bitterness clear. Leave this shore. If I see your face here again, and your aura has changed even slightly toward greed or aggression, you will face a fate far worse than the one your kind inflicted upon mine. With a final silent, terrifying look, the colossal giant Feraligatr disappeared entirely beneath the deep, still surface of the lake, leaving only the faintest ripple to mark where he had been. The immense predator was gone, but the air around the lake remained heavy with the silent threat of his return. How am I supposed to get through to him? I've seen. You know what's funny? Even the angry, vengeful Feraligatr kind of held himself back somewhat. And this one, yeah, while he's doing that, it's so aggressive that it's like you can't really get through to him. Like, how am I supposed to do this? Give me a moment. I don't think it really worked. I said, despite the warning, I still try to talk to the massive dragon and say, wait, what did humans do to you? I'm being honest, I'm not trying to annoy you, but please talk to me and let me understand why you're so angry completely. The dragon Feraligatr was gone, having fully submerged beneath the water, but the air was still charged with the residential threat of his colossal presence. Your voice, even raised, sounded small and teeny against the small, quiet vastness of the lake. The water remained still for a long, tense moment. There was no visible sign of the creature, no ripple, no sound, nothing that suggested he had heard your desperate plea. The silence that followed his disappearance felt heavier and more dangerous than his physical presence had been. Then slowly from the absolute depths of the lake, a deep presence of vibration traveled through the water and into the earth. It wasn't spoken, but felt, echoing in the very air. Oh my gosh, the way it worded that! My family was taken away by your kind. The voice, impossibly deep and detached, resonated from the abyss. They were murdered for their scales, their claws, and their flesh. They were taken by the humans you claim you are not like. The sound faded, leaving the lake silent once more. It answered briefly and concisely, and with a tone that suggested the topic was definitely indefinitely closed. The dragon Feraligatr refused to be drawn into further conversation, having issued his final explicit warning and having no patience left for human curiosity. Give me a moment.